welcome to this week's episode of Inside Port Orange. I'm Jordan Guido, the Emergency Management Coordinator.
And I'm Christine Martindale, Public Information Officer.
And we have a lot of fun things going on this week in the city. One of the things we wanted to highlight is Discover Fest, which is going on Sunday from 11 to 3 over at Lakeside Pavilion, which is right next to the amphitheater and city center. It's going to be a great event for kids and families to come and talk to different members of different career fields and talk to representatives of those organizations from the public and private sector. Learn about how to get involved in the field, what's required, what qualifications, and any other questions that you may have. So definitely stop out on Sunday and get some advice from people in the field. We're going to go right into our Sizzlin' Summer Series right now. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Christine?
Sure. So this week we're going to focus on staying in shape throughout the summer. So we're going to focus on some sports. Swimming. Swimming will be a great topic. Everyone loves to swim, especially in the summer. So we're going to focus on some great tips about swimming, as well as biking and running and walking. So these will be some great tips that you can do with your whole family. And so, yeah, I'm excited.
Definitely. Let's hop over to stop number 1. Okay, so we are here at the local YMCA, which is located next to Palmer Chiropractic, and this week we are focusing on staying in shape in the summer as part of our Sizzlin' Summer Series. So stop 1 is here at the Y to focus on swimming and lap swimming, and luckily we have an expert here. Christine has actually taken part in a number of Ironman competitions. So Christine, tell us a little bit about Ironman.
Well, Ironman is a triathlon, which consists of swimming, biking, and running, 3 different sports. The Ironman is the longest distance, which is a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike, and a 26-mile run. That's the highest distance. But triathlon, you can race at the a sprint distance, which is only like a 400-meter swim, a 10-mile bike, and a 5K run. So they're all different kind of distances. But here we are at the swimming pool, and wanted to talk about swimming. Swimming is just such a great exercise. It's more than just for kids, just to get cool in the summer, but it's also great exercise for adults. And just some important tips to remember here throughout the summer, that it's staying hydrated is so important. Even though you're in the pool and you think you're getting wet or you feel cool swimming, you're still sweating. So keeping a water bottle handy at the deck would be very important. Another one is making sure that you know your surroundings. I know there's probably always a lifeguard on duty at a pool that you're at, but just know your surroundings, knowing the depth of the water and so forth. Because you just want to make sure that if you're swimming and it's deeper than you thought, or you get a cramp or that kind of thing, that you're just always with people and making sure that, you just always make sure that surroundings are important while getting your swimming.
Use the buddy system.
Absolutely. Your buddy system is your best bet. And also, throughout these summer months, especially in Florida, it is so hot. So to get the most of your swim workout, swimming early in the morning is a great workout. We're here early in the morning. You see swimmers already getting a great workout in, or early in the evening. I know storms do creep up at any time, but if you're swimming in the middle of the day, it's hot, and maybe you don't feel as refreshed or like you got a good workout. So I would suggest either early morning or early evening would be great swimming workouts to get done.
Yeah, I mean, we're here early in the morning and we're sweating, so that just tells you.
In fact, my swim workouts begin at 5 a.m., so not that you want to get there that early, but actually...
And I'm still sleeping at 5 a.m.
But, by 5 a.m., though, I'm done by 6:15, and it's like, wow, I already did a workout. So always these little tips that you can, squiggle in the middle of the day or early in the day, and you feel accomplished, and then you can take on the day, and it's a kind of a good feel-good kind of thing, so...
One of the things I like about swimming is that anyone can do it.
Absolutely. Anyone can do it. Not just, you don't have to be a competitive swimmer. You don't have to be competing for a triathlon or an Ironman. If you just wanted to get it in a couple of laps, That's fantastic. And swimming is really the best exercise because it works every muscle in your body, and you're buoyant, so you're not putting heavy, like running, you're you know, putting joints and getting sore and all of
Low
that.
impact.
Low impact. It's just a great form of exercise. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old and just fell in love with it. I love the smell of chlorine. Sounds crazy, but no, swimming is a great, wonderful exercise, and there are many pools around here in Florida. And there's even the ocean too. But that's why we're here at the pool and getting some, good tidbits.
Yeah, so definitely keep in mind doing lap swims over at the Y or at one of the other local pools in the region. Definitely a great form of exercise. So we'll see you at stop number 2.
Hi, I'm here with Matt from Hub Cycling. Hub Cycling is located on the corner of Clyde Morris and Madeline and the Strip Plaza. And so we wanted to focus on cycling. I know it's a great sport for all ages. So Matt, tell us a little bit about Hub Cycling and what you guys have to offer.
Sure. So we do a little bit of everything involving bikes, from beach bikes to mountain bikes, road bikes, comfort bikes, sort of any flavor of bike that you might be into, we can help you out. Definitely a good way to get some exercise. The more you can incorporate, cycling into your life, the better. Whether it's riding to the grocery store or riding out if you're going to go out, for a meal or something. So we're all about getting bikes into your life however you can, so you can get the benefits of the exercise and just getting outside and everything like that.
Oh, that's great. And
Yeah.
so you have groups that go out in different areas, like group rides and things like that
Exactly.
that you have.
Yeah, we do group rides for road bikes, so they're a little bit faster. And then we also have events and groups that do sort of all sorts of paces. So wherever you're at in cycling, there'll be a group for you. And then there's riding down the trails, down in Edgewater, nice paved trails. You don't have to be dealing with traffic or anything like that. Or even, whether you're into mountain biking and off the roads completely. So definitely lots of good community to
That's great.
enjoy cycling with.
Oh, that's great. And so we're also incorporating some safety tips as well. What are some safety tips you recommend for a new rider?
Always wear a helmet. You only got one head, so protect it. Using lights in the daytime, definitely at night, because it's for state law, and you need lights at night. But during the daytime, I never go out without a flashing light on the front and the rear of my bike, just because it's one more thing to get someone who might not be paying attention to see me. And then just always sort of being aware of everything that's going on around you when you're riding. Not having earbuds in or anything like that, so you can hear cars or people or whatever it may be. Just little things like that you can do that are pretty easy, but if you don't do them, they can be pretty detrimental.
Oh,
to
for
you.
sure.
Yeah.
And then also, which is important to know, is nutrition. I know
Yes.
from competitive cyclists to just people who are starting out, I know with this hot weather, we definitely want to make sure we're hydrated, of course.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of nutrition, anything you recommend?
Staying hydrated. We've got some nutrition products that'll add some electrolytes to your water bottles, without adding any extra things. So it's just if you're just going out for a ride and maybe don't want something that's loaded with carbs and all that stuff.
Sure.
Just adding electrolytes will help replace what you're sweating just from going out for a nice ride, because it's hot outside.
Of course.
So you're going to be losing stuff like that. But thinking about those little things can make the difference in your whole day.
Absolutely.
Replace some of those
Right.
electrolytes.
Electrolytes.
I hope you'll be going after your ride as well.
And that's actually even more important.
Exactly.
And recovering and all
Yeah.
of that. So
Right.
that's great. Now I'm a triathlete, so I have races and such, but I know that Hub Cycling is, they are really good with promoting athletes with triathletes as well.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. We have very active in the triathlons, like the Port Orange community one that we just had.
Yep.
We did the Bike Sport for.
Uh-huh.
Definitely a big part of the cycling community around here, just because there's so many races year round for people to get involved with. So, and it's definitely it's sort of that first, if you want to be a little bit more competitive with your cycling. Maybe do some swimming and running as well. It's just that first sort of jump into getting more competitive with it. So definitely a good thing to consider if that's something that sounds interesting to you.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. So, well, that's great. Now, does Hub Cycling have a website address that you
Yes, it is www.thehubcycling.com.
.com.
So yeah, head on there. You can check out all sorts of stuff about the store. We have routes if you have a bike but maybe don't know where good places to ride are. You can check out some routes in the area. From sort of all down the coast up in Ormond. Some rides just around here, like out to Ponce Inlet, things like that. So yeah, some good rides there, and then there's always the trail to check out as well.
Oh, wonderful. Well, like I said, thank you, Matt. This has been a great time to talk with you. And like I said, Hub Cycling's got a variety of bikes here, from beach cruisers to road bikes to triathlon bikes. So come on down. They're located on the corner of Madeline and Clyde Morris. And I appreciate your time, Matt. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hub Cycling. Thank you. Okay. So I'm here with Katrina. Katrina and her husband Juan, they own Running Elements here in Port Orange at the Pavilion. And so we're continuing our segment here on exercise. And here we're talking about running and walking. So hi, Katrina.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh,
How exciting.
You're welcome. And so, tell us a little bit about maybe your store and kind of what you kind of have to offer for either new runners or competitive runners and what you've got.
Yeah, we do a lot out of the store between, there's a retail component, but we're mainly based with community and trying to get everybody more active. So if you look, whether it's website, Facebook, Instagram, we do a lot of free and open to all activities. So we'll do evening walk runs where you can go around the lake here in the Pavilion, or 5-mile routes. We have a kids group that meets here Tuesday evenings where we try and get that 60 minutes of activity in for them. We support a lot of the 5Ks and half marathons and all the fun stuff in the community. And we do Fit for Mom hosts her stroller strides here in the morning, and we have workshops for local PTs. We have one coming up in a couple Thursday. So we really want to make this space open and available to anyone who wants to get more groups active in the community. So it's kind of our focus.
Oh, that's awesome. And so I know, like you said, we've got all different varieties of, we've got walkers all the way up to competitive. So what are some of your recommendations for people just starting out, like in terms of, maybe what kind of shoe or, how you go about what would be the best?
And for most people, there's kind of a few things to think about. There's gear. You want to make sure you go out with the right shoe or the right handheld water bottle or something, so that way you're supported when you're going out. Another one is kind of that social connection. Do you need someone to kind of help guide you and train you, or is it just socially? Are you doing it as a family? Like, how are you being held accountable? And then again, the location and safety. So finding places that are really well traveled, maybe have some security if you're leaving things for your car. A lot of our meetups we do where we know that there's going to be a good presence, well lit, safe areas, especially if you're going to bring the kids or the dog or anything like that. So Port Orange City Center is amazing to do the lap around there. That lake, that's always really wonderful. Here at the Pavilion, there's a half a mile around our lake with bathrooms and water fountains and playgrounds. Over at the Riverwalk Park, that's another great one. Down there, again, you can go around like the splash pad and that whole area. So some of those really more well-traveled areas in Port Orange are just great for us.
Oh, that's great. And I know you talk about like sneakers. In fact, I bring old sneakers here to distribute and everything. So how do you know when it's time to get new sneakers?
Good. Yeah. Usually your feet will tell you before you can like look at them. We do a lot with our expert fitters where we look at the tread and how you stand, and when you can move certain shoes backwards, they're not supposed to be bending in half. That means a lot of it is collapsed. But most of the time your legs will tell you. We talk about alignment a lot when we do free gait analysis here, so that way you can feel what it feels like to have a good alignment and support underneath you, so that way if you pronate or supinate. So a lot of times your feet, you'll start to get a twinge, maybe of plantar fasciitis or some pains in that arch area, that heel area. A lot of times we videotape the gait analysis so you can see if you're heel striking, toe, pronate, supinate, so that way that might be part of the issue too. And a lot of the shoes, no matter what brand they are, they have many different styles to support the type of runner you are. So finding out which style runner you are helps find the shoe that's going to fit you the longest. and keep you feeling comfortable.
Oh, those are great tips. And, especially I never know, until I was really fitted, like, oh, that's how I really run.
And you should do it more than, like we say, once a year, kind of the aim, because you can
right?
change. Your weight can change, your activity level can change, even your gait can change depending on those factors, or if you've gotten faster, maybe you're training for something different. Training for your first 5K or training for a marathon might be a couple different shoes depending on your running style.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that we're fitting not only your body style, but your goals, so that way you get there.
Oh, no, very good. And I know we're in the summer months here, and we're in the brutal of it. So I know nutrition and keeping hydrated is extremely important, especially for runners. And I think I was telling, with swimming, even though you're in the water, you still sweat. But in running, I know you sweat. So I think the best time would be either early morning or early evening.
We have some training groups that do anything from 5K to marathon training. And our marathon training group, they're out at like 5:30 in the morning before the sun comes up, because they got to get their mileage in and they got to get it in before the heat of the day. So most of our running groups through the summer are that early morning, or even the evenings. It's hard in the evenings with the weather. Rain will get us delayed. But we've got a lot of really active groups even through the summer. If you're used to it and you're training, and you stay hydrated, and you have your belts or your nutrition to make sure you're replenishing what you're taking out, you'll be fine.
Oh, that's great. And I guess all these information is on your website?
Yeah, we have it on our website, www.runningelements.com. Find it. We have all our events there. We talk about the gear and the stuff we have here, and our training programs and free meetups.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our citizens of Port Orange?
No, we're really excited. We love being here and having so many active groups come and start here. So if you have any questions or want to know more about what we do, just come on in and ask myself or
That's
Juan.
great. And first off, congratulations. I know you guys are a partner with Challenge.
We are.
Challenge is a very big triathlon brand, and they're partnering with them for a big race coming up in December.
We're really excited about that, and that one's going to be amazing for the locals. We have pro athletes coming. We have NASCAR drivers coming. We have people from other states, other countries coming. So it's a 3-day kind of family festival. They're going to have so much for all the family between the Speedway and one Daytona. We're really excited about that. Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh, no problem.
It's amazing.
And it's the first weekend in December.
It's the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So technically the second weekend because it overlaps. But so the 7th, 8th, and 9th, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most of the stuff is right there in the center of the Speedway. You get to swim in Lake Lloyd for the triathlons, sprint, middle distance. They'll have kids, relays. There's so many activities happening there. You have to check out their website for all that.
Absolutely. Check those out, because it's, even if, for 5Ks there.
Yeah, there's going to be a 5K.
It's just a wonderful opportunity to get out there, even just to spectate. It would just be wonderful.
I was going to say, a lot of people, they don't realize, with some events are a little bit more intimidating, but when you get out there and see the people that are going across the finish line, the age range, the weight range, the experience level range, everyone can get out there and do whatever their goal is to make it to that finish line. And we're really there cheering everybody across. It's such a wonderful feeling to
that's
hear
great. And what scenery, the Speedway.
That's
can't get any better than that. So, well, thank you very much, Katrina. Again, I'm at Running Elements here at the Pavilion, and they've got everything from, from running equipment to everything that you can think of regarding running and walking and even triathletes. My thing. So, thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. That was really interesting. So thank you, Christine, for showing us a little bit about what you do and how the Ironman events go, and a little bit about those types of exercise.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. In fact, I inspired myself. I have a race coming up in December, so being part of this, and it just really inspired me. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and definitely, hopefully somebody at home is feeling inspired too and can do that as well.
Absolutely. Anyone can do it.
Awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode of Inside Port Orange, and hope to see you at Discoverfest on Sunday from 11 to 3 at Lakeside Pavilion. Have a good day.